Stuart is on the autistic spectrum with Asperger's, ADD and OCD. All his life he has felt different, alone and frightened, but not known why, as during his childhood, autistic spectrum was rarely diagnosed. Growing up, Stuart learned to mask his true self and play roles to help him cope and hide in plain sight. Perhaps joining a local theatre and being involved in amateur dramatics helped. Growing up, I was considered a bit thick because I struggled to write or spell. I always seemed to be different to everyone else. I don't know if it was that had led me to being bullied, but my life was always one of violence, and not just from other kids. I remember a teacher breaking a cane on me when he lost his temper with me, and when the cane broke, he just got another one and continued hitting me with it until he tired himself out. Living with mental health issues has not been easy, especially not knowing why. I did have a breakdown and ended up in a mental health ward at one point, but no real reason was given or explanation. When my second son was born, and I had to give up work to look after my wife Helen because her epilepsy had become very bad, we ended up losing our home to repossession. It was not until my children were in the late teens and also having problems that they got diagnosed as being on the autistic spectrum. During their diagnosis, the consultant told me that I also had, in his professional opinion, always been on the spectrum also. For me, one of the ways I could manage is to try and be useful. I have terrible self-esteem and often been turned down for jobs because of my health made my health worse. I once worked for 12 years as a volunteer for a disability charity, and when I said I was going to apply for a job there, the manager at the time took my wife Helen to one side and asked her to persuade me not to apply, as he did not want anyone else working there with mental health problems. This caused me to withdraw from society. It was not until I started getting help from North Staff's Carers Association that I started to re-engage back into society. Here again I found a place to be useful and started running a camera club for other carers.